So do you find that when you're making a golf swing, you feel like you're actually doing a lot of good things, but when it comes to the driver, you stand to it well, you swing it well, but it doesn't really go that far? Down the middle of the fairway, that one, but it's only gone 180 yards. There's a reason for that. There wasn't much width and there wasn't much extension in that golf swing. Guys, in today's lesson, we're going to find out what it is and how it's going to help you in your golf swing. Let's check it out right now. So in that golf swing there, it looked very slow. It probably also looked very narrow. And if you're someone who watches the golf, or you watch a lot of YouTube videos and you're hearing these words banding around like width and extension, you might be stood there scratching your head thinking, well, what is it and why do I need it in my golf swing? And what we need it for is power. We need speed, we need power. Because when I get this club out of my bag, I'm looking to hit 300 yards if possible. If I can get my maximum speed, get it out of the middle, get great width and extension, I should see that I'm getting that ball even further down the golf swing. And without really trying, I wouldn't have to feel like I'm really adding loads of brute forcing, throwing my hands at the golf ball really quickly. If I got my arc a little bit wider, I should see that it goes a little bit further. So on that first shot that I made there then, what I generally did, and I exaggerated it for the purposes of the video, was that as I swung back now, I actually let my arms collapse and I tried to keep my hands as close to my swing center as possible. So from here to my sternum is very narrow at the moment. And then as I came through, I kept it as narrow as possible. I got it out of the middle, but then on the follow through, I also kept it very narrow. And it's something that we might see with seniors a little bit more commonly. As we get into our older years, we feel we lose a little bit of strength and we lose a little bit of flexibility. And then we just start to try and swing inside ourselves and we see this starting to happen. But when we're not getting that width, what we're not doing is letting the club take the longest journey it can from backswing in transition, then into downswing and into the golf ball and through into the follow through to try and create the maximum speed that we want. And a great way for you to try and get this feeling, if I just get this. If you were to get a TheraBand like so, got this one from, I think it was Decathlon, you can get them from anywhere. A great little drill that we can try and do, and a way I try and teach my lessons this is that as I'm going through it, what I like to try and allude to is the triangle between my shoulders and my arms and trying to keep that extension there, because when I put the band over my neck now and then put my thumbs through it like so, when I go down to grip it now, I can feel tension. It wants to pull me in. It wants my hands to come back to the chest and get nice and narrow there because it hasn't got any elasticity now, so it feels that it's comfortable there. As soon as I go and try and make this wider, I can feel it stretching. I can feel it pulling against my neck and against my thumbs. But that's great, because if we think of when we wind a rubber band up, if I were to just bend it a little bit and flick it, won't go that far. If I got it to its maximum elasticity and then let it goes out with some speed and it gets a lot of distance. So a great thing for you to do, if you can get one of these bands and try this at home, you're going to make some swings. And what I say about the triangle, even there now with the bands on, we can see a triangle being formed between my two shoulders and my hands. And what I'm looking to try and do with some small shots with my 7-iron is make half swings where in the follow through I try and keep the width of the elastic band and keep that structure of my triangle. I'm not going through the swing and breaking the triangle down, feeling that the band's bouncing off my neck. I want to try and make some small swings, feeling that I use my body and getting a little bit more width to get a little bit more of a crush swing. If I were to hit one off here where I don't keep the extension, I keep the triangle, I take my normal stance and I let my arms fold and lose the extension. There, not even a good strike, it comes off, the band comes away from me. What I want to try and be able to do is pop another one on my tee here. I then take it and I have a few practice swings where I'm trying to keep into half a follow through, even I can fold it up here a little bit more, but really keep that width from my hands and the center of my body, my sternum, and keep that structure of the triangle. And in a half one here, we should see more speed. It'll sound better and go further. even there, that's actually gone further than the first driver I hit at the start of the video, because I've got a really solid strike. And even if we come in here and look closely, we can see that there was the tee there, then I've got this tiny little divot. So I have unleashed all the force into the back of the golf ball because I was keeping my maximum extension through the swing. So if you're someone who's really struggling to get any distance and feel like you're just papping it down the fairway, get one of the TheraBands if you can. If not, try and make some swings down at the driving range or on your practice ground with a 7-iron, where we're keeping this extension and keeping the triangle here. Have a few where you hit them off in the half swing. And again there, notice how I finish. Looks strong, looks sturdy, and that one's pretty much on top of the other golf ball. Again, good strike as I've gone through. When we then transfer that into the driver, and I feel like I've got this width and extension, then what we should see is that we start to get much more distance. So the big swing feeling for me here is that I keep my hands away from the middle of my body. I'm not letting my arms break and feel that my hands are almost resting on my shoulders. I'm going to feel that I get this big wide turn, get a nice big arc here, get loads of width on the way through, in, and then really feel that I carry it through and fold it on the way through. You should feel a lot more athletic if you get this shot. So let's give it a go. Big swing feel of trying to keep that width, keep that arc, and what we should see is probably another 100 yards on top of that first drive that I hit at the start of the video. And that is absolutely smoked. It's going to be too long, it's going to go through the fairway. Yeah, it has. Another lost ball down here at Formby Ladies. Guys, if you are wanting more distance and you want to see that you're getting effortless power in your golf swing, make sure that you are getting that width of your arc in your golf swing. Give that TheraBand drill a go. If not, just work on that connection of the shoulders and the hands and keeping your triangle into your follow through, and you'll see that you get that distance. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson this week. If you have, do remember to hit that subscribe button down below. I want you to get better. Come and do it with me every week by joining the community, by hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.